Today we're summarizing all 100 minigames in Mario Party Superstars into one word, and then we'll be ranking them from favorite all the way down to shouldn't exist.
Okay, Mushroom Mix-Up, chaotic. Really good minigame though. Crazy Cutters, Picasso. It is a good game. In fact, is it really good? I think it's just good for now. Maybe we'll change it. Rapid River Race. It's the perfect word. That is a really good minigame. Bombs Away, it's probably below Crazy Cutters. Always makes me think of Blooper when he comes and takes you away. Look Away, nothing. I feel nothing. It's just an okay minigame. This minigame just reminds me of the desert. Not that I've ever been, but it's a bad minigame though. Not really bad, but bad. Just put this here really quick. Shouldn't exist. It's a trash minigame. This is a bit of a math minigame. It's an okay minigame, probably better than Look Away. Is RNG a word? It is now. Hungry, that's what this minigame makes me. But it's an okay minigame, and it's gonna go right there. Shy Guy is a troll. It's not a really good minigame, it's a good minigame, it's a classic. Probably below Crazy Cutters. This minigame just reminds me of my childhood, and for that, I've gotta say it's really good. Pain. This minigame doesn't really do anything for me, it's just an average minigame. Button mashing minigame's pretty boring, but Fly Guy is a pretty cute little guy. Basically another button mashing minigame. Explosion is the first word that comes to mind. This is a favorite. It's just a fun minigame. Repetitive, but the good kind. That's another favorite. All I can really say is balls. This definitely belongs down here, but fruit is very healthy. This is probably another favorite for me. It reminds me of battle mode in Mario Kart. This minigame can be pretty boring if you're not the one flying the plane, so I'm just gonna put it in okay. And the word I'm gonna use is flappy. Disorientating is what this minigame is, and it's also pretty bad. This is a good minigame because you can get really rich. This is almost a favorite, so close. I'm gonna put it right on the cusp. And whenever I play this minigame, it reminds me of Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Honestly, I'd kind of forgot this minigame existed, so it can't be very good. I'm gonna put it, it's gonna go above Bowser's Big Blast. You know what, I'll even put it in front of Honeycomb Havoc. And this minigame is all about coordination. Rockin' Raceway, I mean, it's a minigame. Probably somewhere between Dizzy Dancing and whatever this minigame's called. And whenever I think of horses, I think of Zelda, so this minigame belongs right next to this one. They're practically the same minigame. You could say it's a duplicate. Okay, not a good minigame. Gonna get flamed for that one. But I said what I said. It's all about gardening. Okay, a drawing minigame. It's right in the middle of okay, I think. A minigame where you go around in circles does not deserve anything better than bad. This is a fun minigame if you're on the boat. And it's fun because it's abusive. I'd say this minigame is frustrating, and because of that, I cannot go any higher than okay. Messy memory, I mean, I just take a photo with my phone, to be honest. So I'm a bit of a cheater. Bow dog, that's what I think of, and because of that, I'm gonna put it all the way up in good. Shouldn't exist, but it deserves to exist more than Sneak and Snore. And the reason it shouldn't exist is because it makes me very emotional. For some reason, I want to put this minigame in good, and I don't really know why. How do you say Indiana Jones in one word? I don't really feel anything towards this minigame. It just makes me feel like a monkey. Fine with me, very similar minigame, but better, and it really just reminds me of the jungle. Spotlight Swim, you're basically a convict. Is it a bad minigame, or is it just misunderstood? I think it's pretty bad. Ice Rink Risk, a very slippery minigame, but I kind of want to put it right there. This is kind of another RNG minigame, but it's better than really bad. In fact, it's almost good, but probably doesn't deserve to be good. So I think I'll just put it in the middle. House always wins. Mario's Puzzle Party, this minigame is broken, but it's okay. Chip Shot Challenge, I mean, I love golf. I'm gonna be honest. Is there a better feeling than getting a hole-in-one? It's all about the glory. Okay, this is kind of another button mashing minigame. I'm gonna put it right here. Cheep Cheep scares me. Just gonna do this real quick. That's a terrible minigame. Coconut Conk, I'm gonna put it right here, I think. Falling Coconut's kind of dangerous. I feel like this needs to be right next to Mushroom Mix-Up. You guys ever see those moon hoppers when you're a kid? A bit boring for a 1v1. Have I used that word yet? Just a stupid minigame, to be honest. Pineapple, that's what I think of when I play this minigame. This minigame isn't just a favorite, it might be the favorite. Just another average coin minigame. Okay, a super easy minigame. I love soccer. When I think of soccer, I think of FIFA, so. Trace Race, not actually a race, a little bit misleading. Another drawing minigame, but I feel like this one has a little bit of charm. For some reason, it just kind of belongs at the bottom of really good. I want to feel something for this minigame, but I just don't. It's just a mediocre minigame. This minigame has a lot of potential, but it just falls short because of really bad controls. Overrated. This minigame is really long. and I don't like it. I don't really know why I like this minigame, but maybe that's what Mario Party's all about. And honestly, Bob-omb just makes me happy. Ice cream reminds me of summer, that's a good thing. I like this minigame because it's short. Bill Blasters is oddly satisfying when you shoot someone, so I think it deserves to go right there. This minigame is surprisingly good. It could almost be its own game, so it belongs right at the top of really good. Just an okay minigame, nothing special. Got a lot of squares. This minigame does not deserve to be this high, but I'm doing it anyway. You will get blisters if you play this minigame a lot. When I see this minigame, I think of the word perfect, not because it's a perfect minigame, but because I have a perfect score. But I still think it's really good. Pushy penguins is just slightly above good, but those penguins are really rude. Vine with me, I feel really nothing towards. I want to put it in okay, but I think it's right at the top of bad. And all I can really think of is Jack and the Giant Beanstalk. I don't know why, but I want to put this right here at the top of good. Kind of just reminds me of water sliding. Another jumping minigame, but there's lava and you can move, but it's still bad. This is basically just another button mashing minigame, but it's so much more than that. So I'm going to put it at the bottom of okay. And it's a good minigame to let out some anger. This minigame tricks you into thinking you're racing, but it's actually just an auto-scroller. I like this minigame just because it has Bowser in it. He deserves the spotlight every now and then. This minigame manipulates you into thinking you actually have a chance, but it's all just RNG. Just a very plain minigame. I wouldn't say I'm very good at this minigame, but I still like it. I think I just like how you seem to be inside a giant volcano. Block stars should just not exist. Give me 10 hours of my life back. It's a very cruel minigame. Another minigame where you jump, don't really feel anything for this minigame. Another Bowser minigame, feel like it belongs right in the middle somewhere. Just a very standard minigame. Just a button mashing minigame, there's always one, but I am not a fan of button mashing. This is a minigame that could almost be a favorite. I think it belongs right next to Mushroom Mix-Up. Just a great minigame. This is right on par with ice hockey, but with a lot more murder. This is a really bad minigame. It almost shouldn't exist, but I'm going to allow it. This is like when you tell your mum you want Splatoon and she says you have Splatoon at home. Pretty boring game, honestly. This minigame is basically just 20 free coins. It's barely even a minigame, but because you get so many coins, I'm going to say it's okay. This minigame is so unfair, but for some reason I still like it. I'm going to put it at the bottom of good. Another counting minigame really just does nothing for me. I like the sports minigames, and I like that this one is so quick. This minigame can be almost impossible to win as a solo player, which is a problem. This minigame's pretty bad, but it's not really bad. Kind of just reminds me of doing a puzzle. Mostly luck with a little bit of skill, but I still like it. I feel sympathy towards Shy Guy because he's got so many letters to pick up. I wish I could do more to help. This minigame can be infuriating, but I still kind of like it. Right here next to Look Away. Pretty lame minigame. I just don't feel anything when I play this minigame. I don't know where to put this minigame because when I do really well, I love it, but sometimes I do really bad and I hate it. So it's kind of inconsistent. We'll put it at the top of okay. This might cause a bit of controversy, but I kind of like this minigame, even though I think everyone hates it. I'm gonna put it at the top of good.
Well, there it is. Can't wait to read all your positive feedback.